Okay. Well, guess I'm live. Let me see here. I was going to do this. That sun is just too intense this time of day. If it had been overcast, I would have done it from up there, but we're doing it from the barn. It's like, what can I say? At least it's shady. It's a little warm. And where I'm sitting, I'm not getting much of the breeze, but, you know, it is what it is. And I got alfalfa bags around me. I have to so clean this barn, you know. Uh, it's on the list. It's on the list. Along with packing up all of my son's things. Yeah, I got it's just more stuff. He's got a lot of stuff that he left behind. Yes, that's my emptiness part. Um, for those of you that missed it, and this is one reason why I was not. I didn't go live last weekend because I was in communication with my son. He got out of quarantine uh, a week ago today, um, and so I was texting him because I was trying to figure out where he was going, what he was doing, how he was getting where he was going, you know, and all that. Just trying to help him out if necessary. Um, I did get my GPS out to see where he had to go, but he connected with someone, give him a lift to where he needed to go right there in town. They had, the Canadian government had put him in quarantine in a town that he had never been to before, and he just was not familiar with it. So, um, anyway, but he is now where he had planned on going. He's got family in the area. So, and he's made nothing changes overnight, but he's doing very well. He is temporarily staying in a men's shelter, which is fine. A family member connected him with the shelter because of situations with the family up there, he couldn't stay with the family. Okay, so, and that's okay. You know, it is what it is. But he is adaptable, and he's doing well. They put him in a good position. Um, the shelter is treating him well, from what I understand. It's not great, especially when you were getting catered meals twice a day for 2 weeks in a hotel. Oh man, I tell you, he for the first 2 weeks, aside from not being able to go anywhere, which didn't bother him too much, um, he was in the lap of luxury. Oh my! But you did him almost too well. But one thing he did do is that they were bringing him things that they were actually bringing him more food than what he usually eats. So what he would do is he would put away the things that didn't have an expiration date, or didn't have a fast expiration, like for instance, you know, granola bars, packaged foods, things that did not need refrigeration. Um, he put those away while he was there for the 2 weeks, and he used those when he had to um, travel by bus and getting making connections and stuff like that. Save himself some money, so he didn't go hungry, and he just planned good. He ate, of course, your regular meals. He ate those first, and anything that he could keep for a few days longer, he kept them for a few days longer, and he used that. I think he said he had the first day. I think he had an apple and granola bar or something. they had for lunch, something like that. Anyway, so anything like sometimes they have the packaged muffins. I mean, granted, the sooner you eat those, the better they are. But at least it was food, and it wasn't going to poison him too badly. So, but he planned for a few days of upheaval when it came to his meals. Um, so that was good. Very and he's been this week. He's making progress on switching over. He bought himself a new phone um, that it's supposed to be able to take American and Canadian SIM cards. I don't completely understand it. Okay, but he says you can do this, so okay, I take his word for it. And he's signed up for a Canadian plan, phone plan, and excuse me, and but it hasn't really kicked in yet. I think it's supposed to kick in like Monday or Tuesday. Um, so then um, we'll be able to get him off of our plan, and that's going to save us a little bit of money. He's got most of his official paperwork done. There's one last thing he needs to do for his ID up there, but it's in the works, and he's got an appointment for a Canadian employment thing outfit, to help him get a job up there, and also he's on the list for getting housing. So it's just a single male. He doesn't need a big, huge 2-bedroom apartment. A studio apartment would be plenty for him. Okay. So he doesn't need much. So he's on the list. And they have some kind of a program up there for certain people that would be like prioritized. And so he's considered homeless. Okay. So they're going to prioritize his need. So hopefully within a week or two, he'll have someplace with a fixed address. And then of course, I'm going to send him a care package. Of course, that. Now I do have to be careful what I send him because we're walking across the border. So unfortunately, I cannot send him any homemade goods, which that's okay. I don't really have time or the facilities to do any homemade baking right now. But I've got some things that I had bought for him, specifically for him, while he was living down here that my husband and I don't really eat and we don't really use. So I'll just put them in a box and I'll send it to him. And it should be fairly lightweight. And he left his coffee mug behind. I'll pack that up real good and send that up to him. So I not going to be a very big box, but I'm going to send him stuff. I mean, that's what mothers do, right? So yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment. I mean, he has been with us for over 40 years. And the only reason he came out was because my father was with us, and I had asked him if he would consider coming with us to help me take care of my father, and he was going to get paid to do that. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men, and it, who knew that my dad was going to pass away 3 weeks after being here. But my son still, he did the best he could down here. But he had planned on moving to Canada even before we moved down here to Kentucky. Has always talked about it and always wanted to do. Do I think it's a smart move? Me personally, not necessarily. But you know what? I know what it's like when you were born and raised in a place and you leave it before you are full grown, out on your own adult for whatever reason. In your mind, that place where you grew up is the perfect place. Nothing else can measure up to it. And I mean, you figure that's what happened with me. I was born and raised in New Jersey, and married a foreigner, and and ended up moving up there, and that was the first time I was really out on my own. And I adapted up there, and it was okay. And I didn't have a problem with the people or anything like that. And I enjoyed the snow the first couple of years. Then it started to get old. But anyway, he's gone up there. But when I came back to New Jersey, and I realized that no, this is not the land of milk and honey, like I might have thought in my rose-colored glasses as a teenager. So my son, he's got to learn on his own. He's got to learn on his own. Rosy as he thinks it is. He's already encountered the extremely high taxes that are up there. So, we'll see how long this lasts. He can always come back. I don't have a problem with him coming back. Whether or not he'll be able to tolerate living under his parents' roof again, that's another story. But you know what? He's not here yet. So, he's on his own. He's making his own way. And frankly, I'm very proud of him for how he has handled everything. His father's not necessarily dealing with it as well. I think I've got critters back here. I got a chicken up here. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. So that's my empty nest. But we're adjusting. We are adjusting. I think once my husband starts to realize the money that we're saving on here on several different levels, I think he'll maybe accept it a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. But, so fullness. Right now, I have got 2 broodies. One is lavender, one's a buff. And they are both sitting on a mixed nest. The one is the lavender due to hatch. Seriously, bird? Seriously? Everybody's a critic. No, they've been laying eggs in here. Not ideal, not what I want, but you know what? At least I know where to find the eggs. Okay, so anyway, I've got a lavender sitting on a nest. And I tried to relocate her because where she has the nest is not ideal. It is in the corner of the goat barn. I can't put food there for her. I can't put water there for her, but I did see her the other day up off the nest, and she had gone and gotten some water from the bucket that I had there for the goats. So that reminds me, I got to make sure I fill that water today before I feed tonight. Yeah, so there. My dear, you're making me lose my train of thought. She doesn't like me being in here, but I'm sorry. This is my barn, not hers. So anyway, oh my word. So she's in the corner of the goat barn, and I've got it marked on my calendar as to when I expect they're going to start hatching. The thing is, with not having her segregated, the problem she's going to have is that there's going to be additional eggs in there that are going to be too fresh for her to hatch. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I've got the date marked in my calendar for when they're due to hatch, and I'll be keeping a close eye on them. And if I have to, I'll just take the chicks from her one by one, and or multiple by multiple, however it works out, and raise them in a brooder. I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear. It all depends on how well this turns out. Okay, because it's not ideal. Um, the other hen is on a nest of eggs that is in a way from near the goats, but outside the fence. Okay, and I've got her blocked off. Hello, Daisy. Daisy's at the barn door. Daisy is looking miserable. People, if you think about it, pray for poor Daisy. Yeah, she's very large, and I worry about her because she did not have a good kidding last time. She ended up having a stillborn, and that was really a horrible kidding for her. So, praying very heavily that this kidding will be much easier for her. Last time she had a copper deficiency. We have remedied that. As far as I know, she's not showing any signs of being low in copper. But I keep a supplement on the goats so that's higher in copper to try. I've got some boluses. I was going to try and give her. All right, my dear, we get the message. She's just not happy about me being in here. Seriously, bird. Seriously. Anyway, I hope you all can hear me because loudmouth back here. You know? And now here's Sheba barking. Sheba was on heavy patrol this morning because somebody's coonhound was loose and was up on the ridge. And Sheba did not appreciate it. So Sheba was doing the circuit and she had rounded up. The goats are like, okay, if Sheba sounds the alarm, they all come together and they all come to the barn. Hello, Daisy. I know, sweetheart. We don't like the budding flies. We don't like the ticks. Oh, she's going to lay down right in front of the gate. Of course. Well, good thing I didn't plan on getting out of here anytime soon. Yeah, the poor thing. She's just so large. She looks so uncomfortable. I'm thinking based on how she's looking, how she's. I checked their tail end for that tendon. I figure she's possibly 2 weeks before she kids. So everybody, just please pray for Daisy that she has a good kidding. This ain't what I'm worried about. Speaking of kidding, Coco had twins. Okay. She popped them out within half an hour. I went out to look on her, to check on her, and she was obviously not comfortable, obviously in labor. There was nothing popping out yet. Okay. When it came back out, she had 2 on the ground. So she's a good kidder. She really is good, and she's a good mom too. So that was Coco. So the only 3 remaining is Daisy, Little Miss, and Ruthie. Ruthie will probably have a single. Not sure about Little Miss. She's getting rather large too, even for her. She's just a little thing, so she's getting quite large. Possibly twins there, but if she doesn't have twins, I'm okay with that. Okay. Daisy, more and more I'm looking at, she may have twins in her because she is so large. And if she ends up with having twins or triplets, I'm okay with that. She'll have plenty of milk. I don't have to start milking her right away, so we're okay with that. Okay. I know that she will probably be able to handle feeding triplets if it comes to that. We'll see. I figure she's having at least twins, and hopefully they come out well. Who else is out there? Oh, little man. Yes, I let little man out today because, my dear, you're so noisy. I let little man out because I'm going through the hay, and it's a little bit harder to get the hay for the boys because I have to take it off the round bale. Now, what I've been doing is I had the round bale dropped off in the parking area down here. Okay. I stayed here by the barn. And I put a hog panel around it, fastened a hog panel around it. Just so they couldn't tear it apart real easy. Thing is, it makes it harder for me to tear it apart too. But what I've been doing is, I tell you, you want to see something so funny. Okay. So my neighbor brings the round bale, and honey, she was up in the corner. She came trotting down, following the tractor down by the gate, because that's what she several times is bring the round bale in the gate and drop it off in the pasture. Okay. That's what she says you're supposed to do. So he doesn't go in the gate, and honey stares at him, and he drops it off, and he's says hiding by, and he starts heading out, and honey was like, wait a minute, and she goes tearing after him, whinnying, like, wait, you forgot you put the round bale in the wrong place. I'm in here. It was too funny. I tell you, I did not expect it. If I had any clue, I would have turned on my camera and I would have recorded it. It was just too funny. So I've never seen her do that before. So anyway, what I've been doing is I get her out. I tie her out on the round bale for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. Okay, just tie her on the round bale, right there on that hog panel, and she eats the hay for an hour. I give her an hour, okay. But by her eating on it for that time, it loosens some of the hay up so I can get it out for the bucks. Okay, so. She's working for me, and she's getting the hay that she wanted, that she was yelling at my neighbor for not putting it in the right place. That was too funny. Well, anyway, I'll tell you, I'm hoping people can hear me over this loud mouth. I'll tell you. Girl, and I don't even have a log stick to move either. I left the shepherd's crock down at the goat barn, and my whip is not a whip for hitting the bird with, just for shooing it away. Is outside there. Tell you. So anyway, so that's working out all right. Big boy, Mama's son, who I left as a buck, and I tried to sell as a breeding buck. He sold. He's gone. Okay. Now that was nice. Not thinking, because the last time I sold the goat was inside an SUV and the hatch was down, and they took off, and Sheba couldn't hear the little goat, and he was fine. He was, eating away the hay that was in the back, so he was nice and quiet. Whereas Big Boy was very vocal, and he was in a cage in the back of a pickup truck. And Sheba decided she was going to follow the truck down. And she wasn't listening to me. She was following the goat. And I found out, I thought she had only gone down to the bottom of our road. No. She was following the pickup truck all the way out on the paved road. And thankfully, my neighbor happened to be out there, and he said that he picked up some rocks and started throwing rocks at her. Little rocks, okay? Gravel, okay? Just to try to get her away from that pickup truck. He stopped us this morning and said that, next time you might want to have to put her up. I said, yeah, I know. I figured that out, if we sell another goat, we're probably going to sell plenty more goats. I'm definitely going to have to put her up. While the goats are being transported out. I hope it's not going to be a problem when I take goats away because, you know, I don't want to leave goats here unprotected when we're away. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I know that my husband would go with me to take care to the market. I'll have to figure that out later. Nothing's going to market until October, and I will try to advertise locally for goats so that I have less going to market. And when they come to get the goats, I'll just put her in the barn until they're well out of the way. So yeah, that is something you got to think about with a livestock guardian dog. They do get attached to the animals. Just try to protect her goat, you know. So yeah, so she definitely gonna put away. So anyway, so he's gone. I still have to get Rudolph operated on to fix my screw up. Hopefully I can get hold of the vet this week and find out when he can come and take care of that. Because if I can get Rudolph taken care of, then I don't have to leave him in there. Right now he's in with Billy because I want no breeding until, because I am not going to have. Yes, my dear. Yeah. I'm not going to have any more winter kids. It's too rough. And with the hay situation, we're going to wait till spring. So that's why October is when Billy will be allowed to run with the other goats. And I would really like to have Rudolph running with the other goats right now so he can put some weight on. And has plenty of weight. He was getting overweight, okay, which was good for him to be in the buck barn with Billy because then he wasn't eating the good stuff as much. Now, oh, poor Daisy. Okay, my dear. Yes, that's where they're going to be sitting, laying eggs. Seriously, Bird? Shh. No, shh. Shh. You don't need to be so noisy. There's already 2 eggs there. So now we know there's at least 3 hens laying there. I got 6 eggs out of the buck barn yesterday, which is like, okay. Sometimes there's 1 and sometimes there's more. And yesterday there was 6. So yeah. So anyway, there's a possibility I may have another hen going broody. I see her at night. She's still perching down here, and she just has that like fluffiness about her, and she has that cackle. There's a certain cackle with a broody hen, and she's starting to get that doing that cackling, but she's not quite sitting on the nest yet. So, but I think and it's okay for her to be putting a nest in there. And that is, I had built a little cat house, basically, for Mittens before she passed away, when she started having issues in the house. And I built this little cat house for her to stay in, and it had a heating pad. Well, the heating pad's no longer in there. I took it out. Noisy. And this cat house has been tucked underneath the porch. Hello, Angel. Hello, Angel. Yeah, now Angel's up gate. I'll tell you, Grand Central Station here. So I happened to peek in there. I thought I saw some eggs in there. There's 7 eggs in there. Yeah. So there's nothing in there. It's just a wooden floor. So I'm going to gather up some of the hay that's on the floor here in the barn, and I'm going to in that cat house and get it positioned a little bit better. And I'm going to let her have her nest in a cat house. And once she settles on the nest, then I can put it in my book. I mean, not my book, my calendar. And I'll throw a couple of extra eggs in there that I want her to hatch out. And we'll have another broody. That's 3 broodies. So that's good. Because I've had people ask me about chicks. I've even had people ask me about roosters. And I had nothing extra to sell them. I had already sold everything that I want to sell. So this is good because I haven't got my incubator set up yet. I've been busy doing other things. It's not been a priority. And there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many things I can handle doing at a time. So the brooder was secondary. It just needs to be cleaned up and set up. And when you're limited with how you can wash things, it's a lot of work. So anyway, yeah. So that's my full nest. Okay. So I'd be very happy with 3 full nests. And if I get more broodies, that's okay, because I can, with the exception of the one hen in the goat barn, I can segregate these hens. I can build a pen around where they're nesting, and that way I can keep track of them. I have chicken wire here, and I can set them up in a place where they will be protected. Like by the goat barn is a good place because Sheba's right there. Okay, so I'll just make some chicken wire fencing to keep the chicks in, and that way I can sell the chicks if people want, because I'm not even going to try to sex them. Certain breeds I've heard that you can sex them with the feathers, the wing feathers, I think it is, the first day. But I don't remember if that's true with the buffs or not, and I'd have to do the research. And I'm just not ready to do that right now. Not ready to worry about that. So if anybody wants chicks, it's going to be straight run. It'll be either a buff or a lavender or a mix. Okay. We did sell my barnyard mutts. Okay. The barnyard mutts are gone. So they're all Orpingtons. Everything I have here is Orpingtons, lavender and buffs. There's another kind of Orpington I would have loved to have had, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It just, things didn't move along as quickly as I would have liked. So, it is what it is. So anyway, so that's the Orpingtons, that's the full nest. Honey, I told you I had put shoes on her, plastic shoes, and people around here think I'm crazy. But my farrier, said, okay, we'll try it, and she did end up losing a shoe in the mud. I found it. So I still have it. And we decided that at least for the summer, for right now, we'll keep her shoeless because there's not going to be a lot of riding right now. And I haven't been on her back. Let's face it, that I figured, okay, if I put shoes on her, I'll be motivated and ride her. And I just, with everything going on with my son and everything else, it's like she wasn't a priority. Okay. Which sounds terrible, doesn't it? For mother of many horses, that sounds like a terrible thing. So anyway, so Honey is barefoot again. And my farrier agreed that she's got very good feet, and for riding just around here, just back into shape, and she'd be fine. She would be fine. So he would know. He's got lots of years experience with horses and whatnot. So that's what we're going to do. And come fall, if I'm into riding again, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for right now, she's fine barefoot. But at least we learned that she was very good about standing there, having shoes put on. She was very, so that was a good thing. Um, Now, garden. I think I might actually have a garden this year because I have a fence around. Well, it's not completely around my cabin, but it's across the front. It goes around the side and about halfway down the back. Okay, and the reason it only goes about halfway is because I put up electric fence. Okay, concern was the goats and Chucky. Okay. Then there's also the chickens and the ducks, which what I did for them is I got this plastic chicken fencing. It's a heavy duty plastic. And I put that up. I got 4 25-foot rolls. And it's only 100 feet. I was kind of hoping it would go, but it didn't. I got the whole back section. It took me from the front, across the front, around the side, and that was it. I figure, okay, well, I did see some at Tractor Supply the last time I was there. So what I'll do instead of ordering more, I will check Tractor Supply and see what they have. Okay. And see if I can't just run. It won't be black. It won't match what I've got, but it'll at least be something. Okay. It'll be the green stuff. And I'll run that along the back, and then I can build a gate. That was the issue, is I have a gate built for it yet. So that right by the stairs there, that is still open, and I have to watch because Chucky would come through there. And all I would need would be for him to touch the electric fence while he's on the inside and go nuts. So I got to watch if he's around there. I got to watch that he doesn't come in. And I've chased him off 2 mornings now. Other than that, he pretty much has been staying away. So I don't know if he's gotten shocked from it over here before or what, because we only have one side that's hot. But he's been staying away from it. Now the ducks have still been a problem, and the chickens are still a problem coming in. But anytime I see them in there, I chase them out. So whether or not they'll get the message, who knows? But until I get the rest of that fence, I don't know that I'll be able to keep them totally out. So she was barking. That's okay. That's what her job is, to bark. Okay. And she makes sure everything around knows this is her territory and she is protecting her goats. And Chucky. I think she's probably that. I think that hound dog is still in the neighborhood because it was down by my neighbors this morning. And it was that one and one other one that was he was chasing away. And I know I heard the one, and I don't know that the other one is a hound dog. I don't know why they're over here. Well, a coon hound will chase anything that runs. So who knows? Somebody could have been out hunting raccoon or squirrel or something, whatever they use the hound dogs for, and it got away from them. It happens, So I didn't recognize the dog. I didn't recognize either dogs, but the other one was kind of far away. I pretty much know the dogs are in the neighborhood, so maybe they're still around and she's putting an alarm out there and saying, "Stay away." So, let me see here. Yeah, I was talking about the garden. Okay, I've got 4 boxes filled. 1 box I'm working on. We had some rain move in, so I had to stop. I meant to bring it down to show you. I made a template so because I got the topping, the fabric, what do you call it, the garden fabric that you plant into, okay, and for burning the hole in it, I made a template because I tried to burn holes in it freehand when I planted my zucchini, which only one came up. But at least it came up, and it's okay. I can plant another one. But anyway, the freehand didn't work so good. It really didn't. So I'd seen, I'm not sure if it was Living Traditions or Hidden Heights, or I don't think Green Acres did it. Um, could have been Green Acres. Maybe it wasn't Hidden Heights. Um, somebody anyway had a template that they had made. Maybe it was Arms. Um, and anyway, I've seen a few people use a template. Okay, one template, wooden board where they have holes cut into it. Okay, and they lay that down on the fabric and they use a torch to burn that, and it works well. Okay, so it just keeps it from burning out, and you get a more perfect hole. So just one of the boards that I got from the sawmill. I drilled a hole through it, through the one end. It was one of the thinner boards, and I cut that end off, so it's just a square board with a hole in it, and I can put that just about anywhere as I need to, because my raised beds are small. Okay, so making a big template for my beds, nah, that really wasn't practical. Okay, but just making just a square one like that, um, that's about right. So I can just burn holes in it and plant my plants. Cherokee purple tomatoes, 3 plants, and I got 4 tomato plants. What are they? Is it Rutgers? I wanted Early Girl, but they only had them in the 6-pack, and I didn't want 6. I only wanted 4 because it's just my husband and I. I don't need a lot. Okay. Say, well, you could freeze them, yeah, and I will be freezing some, but it's just my husband and I. So, and these will continue to produce, so we'll see how well they do. If I find that next year that it wasn't enough and we need more, then I'll deal with it next year. But for this year, the 7 plants will probably be plenty. Okay. I've never had the Cherokee purple before, but Danny from Deep South Homestead, he loves them. I figured, well, you know what? I've heard about them. They sound good. I'll give them a try. So that's what I got. And I got 4 pepper plants, and I got 2 strawberry plants. I got 4 cabbages, which is probably too late to really get the cabbages in the ground, but I'm going to put them in there anyway. We'll see what happens because I think our heat is coming. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But we'll see. And I've got 1 zucchini planted. I'm going to plant another one. I planted strawberries. I bought some rootstock. I think I'm out of it. I planted some radishes. I planted some microgreens, microgreen lettuces, and I'm not seeing a whole lot coming up. I'm seeing some come up, and I can't tell. They're just not progressing very quickly. So we'll see. Radishes are coming up, but just like I said, they're just not progressing very quickly. And let me see. I will be planting bush beans and pole beans and cucumbers. Not a lot. My connection is unstable. Oh, nice. I guess it's not like in the barn today. Well, I'm probably going to get off here pretty soon anyway because I have to go shovel some dirt so that my husband can bring the wheelbarrow up so I can dump it. Yeah, we got a system down. He couldn't handle lifting the bucket up the stairs. So I figured, okay, I'll try the wheelbarrow. I filled the wheelbarrow, and it's a small wheelbarrow. And I leave it there, and I go in, I take a break, and I tell him, okay, wheelbarrow's down there full of dirt whenever you're ready. Okay? And when he's ready, he'll bring it up. And he'll leave it for me to dump. So once this other bed gets done, then that'll be all my raised beds that I have built at this point will be filled. I think I'm going to have more compost than what I need to fill them. So another box, I will put the dirt in there. I'll just keep going until it's gone. But I'm still going to build more boxes, but they may not necessarily get filled, or I may fill them later on, get some more compost later on if he has it. We'll see. We'll see. It's but at least I'll have these. I'll have something this year. Now, what I get done up on the hill, I don't. Because I'm concentrating on in front of the cabin. Once I get that done, then I'll concentrate on getting the stuff up the hill and see what I can't get planted up there. I got to build a fence for up there, and that involves pulling T-posts out from around the property that are not being used, and that's going to be a job. Yeah. I bet you it's Chucky. I heard branches breaking. Yeah, of course, goats have been known to do that too. They climb up on a skinny tree and to bend the tree down so they can get to the leaves. Sometimes it breaks. So, it looks like Daisy's moved on. So, well, I guess I need to move on to. Nobody joined me in the chat, but maybe my connection wasn't that great. What can you do? I've done live stream out here before and it was fine. So who knows? Atmospheric maybe up there causing trouble. I don't know, but you can always catch it on the flip side. So I will talk to you all later. Remember, keep Daisy in your prayers. She is my concern. I think the others will be fine. The Kikos, I've not had any problems with any of the Kikos kidding. I think Coco, the kidding before this, she had one breach, but I think she probably would have been fine if I hadn't been there. So, who knows with these there. They were out before I got there. So anyway, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy this warm weather. I think we got rain coming in tomorrow. So that will be a good day for me to pack up some of my son's belongings. Yep. Okay. So see y'all later, people. Have a good one.